Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and I'm here today to finally sit down and talk about the upcoming DLC for Titanfall 2. We finally got the gameplay reveal for A Glitch in the Frontier, and we also got a release date. Glitch in the Frontier is dropping next week, April 25th. It is just around the corner, and I'm quite excited for this DLC drop. Probably the most excited I've ever been for a DLC drop, because not only are we getting a brand new live fire map in the form of Deck, which looks absolutely ballistically amazing, but we're also getting our very first original Titanfall 2 standard multiplayer map in the form of Glitch. So let's talk about Glitch. Glitch is a medium-sized map designed for objective-based modes, and most importantly here, inspired by Captain Lastimos' home planet of Harmony. So it carries the same aesthetic as the training simulator in the Gauntlet, because those were also inspired by Captain Lastimos' home planet of Harmony. This map just looks breathtaking from a visual design perspective, from an aesthetics perspective. I think that the idea of Harmony is one of those just really great sci-fi pieces of design. You know, we've got this just incredible combination of textures and different design elements, the rounded edges, the very, you know, sort of seemingly large scale design of everything, integrated with lots of different stone textures. So we've got like compressed, very smooth stone textures, raw textures like the ones we see in the floating pillars, and then we've got a combination of hardwood and glass. It's just a very wonderful combination of raw materials. And then there's this sort of Zen garden approach integrated with those cherry blossom style trees. I mean, when I think of like really beautiful sci-fi design, Harmony just, it hits all of the right points. It checks all of the right boxes, and I cannot wait to blast my way around Glitch. However, more important than the visual design of the map, well, mostly more important, is the actual gameplay. Glitch seems to be a very smooth map that does away with a lot of the frustrations that we see inside of maps like Crash Site. Glitch to me looks, it's like the anti-Crash Site. It's the hero, the savior, the one that we don't really deserve, that is going to save us from maps like Crash Site. Smooth edges everywhere, big long wall run opportunities that can be chained and integrated with slide hops. Plenty of grappling hook goodness going on here as well. The trees themselves, we've got lots of high ledge points, and we also actually have some grappling points in the form of wooden pillars hanging out from sides in different points of the map. All in all, this just looks like it could be a really properly fast and mobility focused experience, one that I'm really looking forward to, especially for those objective based modes. Now, I did want to talk a little bit about the Titan gameplay side of this, because we don't get to see too much of it in the gameplay trailer. It does seem as if the interior of Glitch will have some very tight corridors and passageways that Titans will have to cope with. Very much some high-risk, high-reward situations. Do I go in at the risk of getting bombarded by 3 or 4 pilots with MGLs, you know, but also the potential to clean all of them up? You know, I think Titans like Scorch and Ronin could do really well here. There's plenty of opportunities for Scorch to get some really devious booby trap style setups with those canisters. Ronin, of course, can pull off some really substantial flanks. So I'm really interested to see how this map plays out as a whole once we actually get our hands on it. Nonetheless, as it goes for first original new piece of content for Titanfall 2 for maps, I think Glitch is looking quite fantastic. Let's move forward and talk about Deck. Now, Deck, man, I've watched this trailer at least 100 times at this point, and the more I look at the Deck, the more I'm thinking Halo 3. A certain Halo 3 map in specific. I'm not going to give you guys the name of it, because I want to see if any of you hardcore Halo fanatics out there will know what map I'm talking about. And when I make that reference to Halo, I mean it in the best possible way. This map just looks beautiful, and it seems to be a nice deviation from what we've seen with Stacks and Meadows. So Stacks and Meadows are two maps that in a lot of ways just feel very head-on, very Civil War, right? Like they really encourage players to just rush to the middle, rush to the other side, and clash with one another. Now obviously there's a lot of complexity of both of those maps that gives players the opportunity to flank and to make little nuanced maneuvers from one side to the other, but they don't really seem to be anywhere near as complex as a map like Deck does. Deck has all of these interiors, all these wonderful little cover points, and as a whole, the map's kind of open. You know, when we talk about the exterior space of Deck, there's not a lot breaking up the lines of sight once you get to the highest vantage points. Throw in those drones that are circling overhead that can be used as grappling points, and this just looks like a really fun and chaotic map that is going to reward really fast, on-the-fly tactical decision-making. I cannot wait to give deck a go. There's also rumors out there. There's rumors, there's whispers in the darkness that you may be able to spot a wild MRVN or two puttering around in the background of deck. It also seems to be sort of a military installment. We do see a barracks and a command center, so from a thematic perspective, you know, this is tied into someone's military resources somewhere on the frontier. Let's move on, though, and talk about the handful of other things that will be dropping inside of A Glitch in the Frontier. And it all starts with Mr. MRVN. We are finally getting a MRVN faction. I say finally, it's not like I ever expected that to happen, but I can guarantee you that for at least a couple weeks after launch, 99 to 100% of the community will all be flying the same faction flag under the reign of the MRVN, which is quite a really, it's a nice little bit of fan service from Respawn. I definitely appreciate that. In terms of game modes, Mark for Death making a return, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta be completely honest with you guys, I never really played Mark for Death in Titanfall 1. It came at a point in time when I was starting to transition away from Titanfall 1, so I just never really gave it a go. I might have played 1 or 2 matches, but that's about it. I'm really looking forward to giving it a proper chance to really playing it this time around, and as it turns out, they're going to be introducing it as a featured mode alongside the launch of A Glitch in the Frontier. Now, Respawn is also making some updates to the main menu. To quote them, "We spruced things up a bit with a new look and tiles for news and other cool stuff we want you to check out." If they start sharing community work, community creations, whether it be YouTube videos or artwork through this main menu, I will be very happy. I think one of the best ways to introduce new players to your game is to let them open up the game, to have a very clean, cohesive menu that, you know, tells them exactly how they need to get to what they want to play. But more importantly, that also features content being created by the community. Because Respawn has one perspective of what Titanfall 2 is. You know, what is Titanfall 2 to Respawn? If you ask the Respawn employee, their answer would probably be very different from that of a member of the community. So highlighting both of those things is very important. And if the first thing they see when they open up Titanfall 2 is a mobility guide from Frothy, well, that's going to lead them in absolutely the right direction to understanding just what the skill ceiling inside of Titanfall 2 is. Even if they never decide to go for slide hopping and air strafing, just letting them know that the game contains those things, I think, is very valuable and very important. Let's move on and talk about that max gen increase. Of course, you'll now be able to gen to 100, and Respawn has been very clear about what you'll be able to unlock on the road to gen 100. There are going to be new generation icons for your call sign. However, you're only going to receive one for every 10 gens. So right now we're at gen 10. That means you'll get one at gen 20, gen 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. That is 9 new call signs on your road to gen 100. Now, this is something that I didn't really expect, but that I'm thoroughly happy to see. The ability to choose between prime and regular executions for Titans. We can now mix and match. That means that I can run my stock Scorch chassis, which, to be honest, I prefer over the Scorch Prime chassis, but I can have that glorious and brutal Scorch Prime execution. Sign me up. I'm completely on board for that. That's just kind of a, hey, thanks, Respawn. Good job on that one. Speaking of executions, new pilot execution, Pulse Blade, Get to the Point, is dropping with this DLC as well. We can see a small taste of it inside of the gameplay trailer. It's really just like full-blown Beatrix, Kiddo, Kill Bill, Jiu-Jitsu madness, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Cannot wait to unlock that one and give it a go. I gotta be honest, guys, I'm a bit behind when it comes to unlocking these new executions. I might have to make it a personal quest as we get closer to the launch of A Glitch in the Frontier to finally unlock the rest of those executions. Last on this list, but definitely not the least important, is the introduction of live fire to private match options. I hope this is the start of something much bigger. I hope this is the tip of the iceberg to Respawn really giving us a bigger tool set with private matches. I talked about this about a week ago, and I'm talking about it again. I really want to see them go all out with private matches and give us a full tool set to modify all of these game modes and to make our own custom experiences inside of private match. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a big juicy look at what we will be getting with A Glitch in the Frontier come April 25th. I'm really excited for this DLC. I hope that Glitch turns out to be as fantastic as it looks in this gameplay trailer. More content is always a plus, and if I can keep playing CTF Inferno inside of Livefire, I'm going to be really stoked to give deck a go. So we'll see how it all pans out come April 25th. Now, one thing Respawn has not talked about at all in this update are game changes, actual patch notes, game balance, they're not really dropping the patch notes in advance like they were, you know, 2-3 months ago. So we're just gonna have to wait until April 25th to see if they do deliver on any gameplay balances or gameplay changes. I really don't want to see them get complacent in thinking that the game is great where it is. I think there are too many things that are just kind of dropped off the face of existence, like the Volt, and I think there are certain Titans that are really getting out of hand, like Ion, that need to be refined and tweaked a little bit to make them a little less potent, a little less relevant. So we will see how the cookie crumbles come April 25th. As always, feel free to share your thoughts on this update. What has you excited? What are you looking forward to most? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, remember to play smart, remember to play to challenge yourself, but most importantly, remember to play for fun.